Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Emre. I'm a concept artist working for the video game industry for the last, almost like 7 years almost, or over 7 years I guess. Professional and unprofessional way in total. Last week's video got a lot of interest. I really enjoy seeing it. It's very motivating as well, hearing from you guys. Some guys who just wrote some comments there. Oh, I just want to thank. Just a minute. 19 Damien and Infinity Mirror is 8552. I think it was Sophia. Yeah, Sophia. Thank you guys for your comments. It's very encouraging and just such small stuff just keeps me going. If you have more comments about about content, please just throw it in. It's so nice to see. Yeah, thank you for coming by, and I hope you guys will also enjoy this week's video. It's also going to be like one of those long videos, like how it was last week. I think it's going to be like 1.5 hours long, or maybe 2 hours long this time, because we will be modeling these ideas that we put on the paper on Photoshop in Blender. It's going to be still rough. I'm not going to put too much effort onto it. I'll just want to flesh out things a little bit, like in terms of the scale and how things might feel like in 3D world, you know, just to push things further from the 2D sketch, and then from there we will start like fleshing things out and adding more details, materials and stuff on them gradually. Yeah, I think we will focus on like maybe 2 biomes this week, but yeah, we will see. We will, depending on how it will feel like, if you will get into the flow in the next few minutes, like 30 minutes or so, we can even go further deeper in and see what we can do, because like this kind of tricky. We will be doing a bunch of it's not going to be only Blender, but there will be some different type of software is involved in this, because of some biomes are kind of different in terms of field. So yeah, we'll figure it out. It's I don't want to overcomplicate things in just at the intro. If you guys like the videos, please like and subscribe, leave some comment, and yeah, I hope you guys will enjoy the next 1.5 hours or 2 hours long video. It's coming right at you. Yeah, so we'll see you around. For whomever wasn't really here for last week, I'll do a quick recap about what we have done. This was the initial landscape that I've done in Gaea, just to have something in my hands, just to see like how the world can actually feel like or look like, or what kind of biomes it might have, because I imagine this is like a racing game, just like Forza Horizon, for example. So I thought there could be some different biomes that people would experience. So I was thinking like, okay, let's do the biomes, let's do the environment first, and then we can adapt the designs according to that environment. Not really it's gonna be exactly like one will define the other, but yeah, it will be some sort of like form follows function way, but still both can influence each other somehow on how they interact together with the environment. Right over here you see like the terrain that I have done, and then a bunch of sketches. These are actually from the last week's session. I will post them here somewhere here. Anyways, yeah, they will have like a lot of different type of biomes, which you'll have like a sea environment, rocky hillside, which is below the volcanic area and canyons and plains, which I thought that it will be fun to ride a car, a vehicle that has wheels on a surface this way, which will bring different type of challenges for the both the car is vehicles and then the people who are living in there, which will be the initial drive for us to design unique environments. So hence I have picked such environments for these cases, for such societies that will be living on top of these different type of environmental conditions. I also have noted things down. You can always go back to the previous video and then you can have a look at them. I might also post the mural board link somewhere. You can also have a look at it. It's like pretty much straightforward. We made a bunch of sketches over there, just over here. And what we will do this week is we will just replicate whatever idea that we have over here in 3D and see how it will stick. I also don't know how it will do. Yeah, I'm that confident about it right now. But yeah, we'll figure it out. It's just, we just have to dip our feet into the water and then, yeah, we will get used to it. I'll probably start with the safest one, just to get comfortable about it. It'll be the rocky hillside environment, and then we can move on to, I don't know, maybe plains or volcanic environments. I was thinking like canyons will be something different because I'm thinking about using VR for this. I might use Substance Modeler because I was thinking about like maybe I can model the rocks and just shape the buildings according to that. It will involve a lot of sculpting. These will be quite straightforward in terms of that. I will be doing a lot of like Blender stuff. Our main software will be today Blender, and I also have casted my screen keys. Like there's a screen cast, you can also see what type of keys that I picked. I'll also put the references on the left side of the screen and I'll be on the right. And yeah, we will all be seeing what the hell is going on in Blender over here. If you have any questions, please ping me, just write down comments, or you can also reach out to me in, I don't know, some private message. But yeah, whatever you have, just feel free to reach out. All right, then yeah, let's jump in. All right, so we are on Blender right now. I put some of the environmental assets that might be in that biome, plus some scale figure, just so a feeling of the scale itself. He is like, I don't know, 185 maybe, 186 tall. I think it's a standard size. It's usually 183 to 185, but 186 still counts. Yeah, these will be our main assets, just there, just for me to feel how they might feel like, but I might also use them while I'm designing the assets. So yeah, better to keep them under our reach. I will also go back to the biomes folder over here. It's the scene. Let's see if we can turn on. Yeah, I have imported, although it took me freaking hours to understand how the export from Gaea works like. But it kind of turned out well, I think, on Blender. The whole environment, I put everything into the shader mode, and then basically just attached the export to displacement, plus attached everything to the UV texture coordinate, including the textures albedo into the RGB curves, because without the RGB curves it was looking way too bland, and I had to mix it with the export over here just to have both bump map. Like I basically faked out the bump map over here, didn't export any bump map, and I just had to do it somehow just to make it feel a little bit more tangible for me. And just basically clicked it into normals, and then we got the displacement over here, and then just add into it into output. It's quite straightforward over there. I just decrease the IOR to the lowest because there isn't much of a specularity going on in such environments. It's not really like rainy and like involves a lot of like shiny surfaces. Specularity is not really a case. It just stands in our way to create some juicy and colorful looking textures on the surfaces, because it just basically creates a new layer of like a coat on top of the color that creates specularity. So for such things I move it way down to 1, and just there is basically no specularity in the textures. You get the different biomes over here. We got the volcanic map, we got the coastal area just here. There's gonna be a sea over there, and we got the plains, we got the canyons, and then we got the hillside environment over here. And you can see the colors. It's just like volcanic rocks plus some moss, maybe some greenery, but it will be mostly the rocks. So that's what I'm referencing right now. And then yeah, we can, I guess, start modeling right now. I put on the mirror board on the left. I'm constantly checking if OBS is recording. I guess we are fine. The music is also playing. Today we'll be playing some Carpenter Brut on the side. It's Blood Machine's soundtrack. It was from what's the Seth Ickerman. He actually did some of the Carpenter Brut's music videos. He was the director. He also was the director of this so French short movie called Blood Machines, the same name of the album that came out from Carpenter Brut. They did a collaboration on it, and they were the guys who made the soundtrack for the movie. I like the movie because it was looking so it kept their own, like, how can I say, low budgety vibes, but still it was looking like so. It's a way of sci-fi that I didn't watch for a long time. I can totally recommend you guys to see it, especially if you like French sci-fi. Yeah, like Mobius stuff, for example. We are at it right now, and I am kind of modeling these domes. So I have to go back to the sketches actually, because I'm not sure what I'm doing. Maybe we better not start with this, but let's just put a bunch of rocks together maybe. I will be doing as less editing as possible on this. I'm not going to cut myself out while I'm modeling stuff. I don't want to do any fakery. I don't want to start with draw a cat and then just a cat will appear in the end. I'll just be doing a lot of like mistakes, a lot of errors, so please bear with me in this. I hope you guys also like such content. I just want it to be as close to the heart as possible. I don't know if you know what I mean, because in our life we do a lot of mistakes, and we should be confident about it. Should build confidence about making mistakes. It's a part of life. We don't have to punish ourselves for it, or somehow like ignore such mistakes. I should actually lock these down. I'll put them back into a collection. So you can see I'm doing a lot of stupid stuff over here. Just I don't really care much because I treat this stage of Blender as like sketching phase. I think I will first put this on. I don't know if this is like too advanced for you guys. I'm sorry, I'm not doing any sort of like like starting tutorial or anything. I think there are better sources than myself out there for this. Blender Guru is the guy for this. You should definitely watch it, watch his tutorials, do some donuts. There's actually a person that I know, she was also a concept artist. We worked for I don't know, 5 years in World 1 together. She actually did one of those drawings back there, not the one on the foreground, but just in the back for my birthday. She has her bird characters, Jen. I don't know if you're watching this, but hey, I might also post a link of her works. I think you'll like them. I'm trying to capture this, by the way. I know if you guys can see it from the OBS. Yeah, it's visible. Imagine these environments that, I don't know, maybe a household can live in right now. These buildings are going to be placed along the rocks. Perhaps we can also add some inclination to this. I can also incline the rocks actually. Same side. I'll merge them together. Perhaps go for the soft selection. By the way, it's 11 p.m. here almost. We're in Freiburg, Germany. It was very hot today. I think it was like this all around Europe. There was a heat wave. It was like 33 degrees or so. Of course, it's nothing compared to Turkey, which where I'm actually from. It's like a regular 30, 35 there throughout summer. And like my brain was melting throughout the day. I just didn't want to. I actually started recording something, but yeah, then I kind of didn't because it was way too hot. Also, there were a bunch of like work came in between. I'll detail these out a little bit more, maybe. Like, I'm just repeating shapes. Ideally, you better not do it that much, because the more you repeat them, the more they start showing themselves. You can just rotate them, but also rotating can also start looking way too repetitive because you're running out of the angles that you can show stuff. also there's a bunch of people who started subscribing our channel last week. There was like almost 10 people. I think that's humongous for my case. Thank you guys for being here. I know you guys also watching this video as well. I hope it will be somehow helpful for your journey. Let's put another one here. A different shape maybe. Just break it. Okay, this will be way too symmetrical. It's nice. Let's break the angle a little bit. Luckily the weather became cooler, cooled down a little bit, but my house is still warm, especially here. I got this light on my desk and it just increased the temperature a lot. I might go dark soon, like I might actually turn it off in the next section. So sorry guys if it goes way too dark on this section of the video where I'm recording myself camera, although I don't think it's really relevant at all because you shouldn't be focused on my face. There's this thing on Blender I can show you guys. It's like Alt D, where it actually just replicates the duplicates the image, but once you change this, the whole the other duplicates also change. It's great for bulk changes. For this case, I have to just change it on this particular piece, and yeah, I'm not going to use it. I'm not really aiming for having anything as looking very polished this week. I just want to put them onto paper just to see how they actually feel like in 3D. And then from there we can do another drawing pass, or maybe we can do some viscom on the assets and see how they can actually look like when they're polished. And then from here we can go back to Blender and start polishing them further. This is a good way to communicate with your clients if you're doing something like this with them. If there is no I don't know, particular very tight needs, just to clarify what they actually want. Because yeah, some clients don't know what they want, and you're basically there to clarify it. So yeah, bear in mind they might have different needs, and then you might send them something as sketches or something, and they will be like, no, this is not what I want, and you have to redraw them and then show them again, and they will be like, no, this is also not what I want. What I want. And then yeah, so you're basically saving time in terms of you're trying to get this balance of giving something polished looking in this stage, but also not spending too much time on. So we are basically saving time here by blocking the shapes in 3D, because it gives us the accuracy. And also we can also put this into the next stage if it's approved, which will give us some time as an time advantage. So we can use this as like a very accurate model and just directly put it into Viscom and then say, hey, I got this and this is what it is, and then you can say, okay, I can draw this something, and then it can give you some alright looking ideas, and you can just directly put it into Photoshop, and if it actually fits what the client wants in terms of the style, or like fits what you're actually looking for, you can just roll with it. Okay, I'm going to look at it this way now. I will also increase the carity, field of shadow here. Let's put them onto the ground. Twist them a little bit. Yeah, imagine that the rocks actually go further down here. This, oh boy. Okay, it's gonna be kind of tricky. Yeah, it's stretching too much. That's fine. Also going to flatten some of them just to have like a bit of a flat ground here. Although I don't want the environment to look way too flat, because the way that their design is kind of intentional this way. Like this can be just one chunk. Like you can also grab this and just duplicate it along the environment, like according to what sort of composition that you would like to see, and then yeah, you can have a full-fledged environment in the end. So I will also put some ropes. Is the right way to call it? Maybe ropes, yeah. But yeah, like I said, it's just gonna be very messy. Yeah, I made a mistake by duplicate this way, but I can't fix it actually. Can I? Yes, from here. But it became an individual. I can now change it individually without changing the others. I want the building to be stretched along the... Come on. Or maybe... Yeah, maybe. I don't know if this stage is actually great for for recordings for a long period actually, but yeah, we'll see. Just let me know what you think about it, because it just kind of feels like I am just suffering over here. You guys are just being exposed to it. Damien wrote like last week for the last week's video is just he told that there isn't much of a content about Solarpunk. That's what I think. Like I also told the same. Jimmy Duda is a friend who is also working for Terraform actually. He had his like very cool short movie that was released like last year for the Earth Day. And it was like Solarpunk World actually. It looks very cool. And it's something that actually kind of inspired me on this setting, because it's very optimistic and like it's quite utopian, and like, we are living in a world that's like quite dark right now. What's happening like Ukraine, Gaza, and like all kinds of places in the world just gives you this feeling that we are actually alone and there's no one that can help us but ourselves. And it's quite dark. Like I want us to escape from it all, but hence I actually went for such a setting, because I could also do it in Cyberpunk, and guess what? Guess which reality that we are in right now. I'm talking to you, AI. Yeah. No, I'm not like a... I'm not against it. I'm not against it. I'm also using it for my work. And I'm only against the companies who are laying off people. I'm not against the technological development. I think this will give us a good case on how the buildings might look like. I'll just focus on this one right now, and then perhaps we can just duplicate this later. Is it doing the mock? Yeah. I'm just trying to find out like if the scale is fine. I think it's fine. I don't want it to be way too comfortable. think of these as like different levels in a house. Maybe they have carved their way into the rocks. Can be the case. Let's give it some thickness. Scale is off. Yes. .27 centimeters. 35 is usually the case for no, not 35 meters. 35 centimeters is generally good for wall thickness. Oh my god, Blender, okay. Doesn't really understand the sea. Yeah. Sorry, guys, will hear me ranting a lot today. It's not as comfortable as sketching. That's why I was recording myself like separately for these and then doing some commentary. I'm just trying to find out which ones people watch the most. I'm still experimenting. I think it's a good time to experiment on the channels. As I have I have 156 followers right now. Hey everyone, thank you for following. Please subscribe if you like the videos and stuff. I have to find this part of the video and just put it mark. I don't know. Yeah, I don't like watching my videos actually. It's the worst part of editing. That's why I feel more comfortable doing these, because I just put everything together and then export. Yeah, it's fine. I was just grab these clam-like shapes. Ideal case, these should be in separate collections, but no, not today. One other way to do this is to use Gravity Sketch. Actually, they're great at surfacings, and like you can easily do such surfaces like clam-like surfaces, but I always found like export and import process of the external models a bit painful. Talking about the rocks and stuff. It just takes time. I don't want to deal with that, so I want to directly jump into Blender. Let's search these here. Oh no, okay. It happens, it happens. You guys don't mind me murmuring song. Maybe I should open a music channel instead. will definitely gain some followers out of this. People like horrible stuff sometimes. Come on. Yeah. I'll also put another type of another piece of rock over here. Sadly, I cannot really put those videos in the background because I don't want to get demonetized. Just so I might earn something out of this at some point. Like I'm pushing like almost 4 to 6 videos per month, and I don't know. I don't think anyone will watch these in a year. I want to play safe, so I don't want to get into copyright issues. So I'll be doing a lot of like soundtrack without a copyright in the background. I'm sorry about it. Actually, I might actually make a playlist every month about what I listened, and I share it over, put it into the videos. Maybe show it like, hey, this was playing when I was doing stuff, and then you guys can listen to it. But I don't know if really people are that interested. If you're interested, just let me know. Yeah, I'm sure I'm kind of wrong about the placement of this. I shouldn't erase that. Anyways. Looks like dinosaur food. I can break this a little bit. Maybe we can. Let's first grab these all. Except for that. Including these, except for this, yes. And also we can grab the guy. Okay. Let's put this into another collection. Yeah. And then duplicate the collection. My process, like sketching process, usually takes slightly shorter than this if I really know what I'm doing. I kind of know what I'm doing, but I didn't know how it will translate into 3D, to be honest, while I was sketching these out. So that's something that I'm currently doing. I'm just trying to find out like what is the right way to do all of these. And I think we are getting there. It's just the geometry is kind of bugging me. Just, yeah, feels the structure is still not there. Ah, no, okay. Profanities. And like, I wouldn't attach this there. I would probably attach this to right over here first. Let's just erase this, erase that, erase this. Maybe not erase that, erase this, yeah. And then, yeah, I think the problem is like these have too much vertices and just makes them look sloppy. I want to make them look tight. let's also copy these and then put them right over here and just push over. See, yeah, I think this is the way to go. Yeah. But these should be in separate collections. There could be some. Okay, I think since we are there on the block out for this, we can think more about what else we can add in here. Like, people are living on a cliff, like on a hill. What needs will they have? Like, will they be? They probably will need some terraces, right? Let's also put in sub D surface here, like sub D modifier. Still, I want these to be tight. I don't want people to be way too comfortable. Put a solidify. Let's make it 35 CM. Yeah, this can be. Yeah, it just became a habit for me to create. Duplicates. So I first create them and then say like, oh wait, it's changing everything. So go back and just reset it over here. It's great for further optimizing the scene. I see a lot of like scenes coming from other people that just they copy and paste the foliage or terrain pieces. Like, dude, just makes the scene heavier. Like, you can encounter a scene that has like 30 million polygons and then you basically just optimize it by just doing like these duplicates, and then I don't know, sometimes you can even create what's it called, instances, and then you basically just cut 60% of poly count. There can be such terraces, yes, yes, yes. Like, if you're stuck in designing stuff, just reference what you have done before. Like, for example, I made this, see, this shape over here, the clam shape. I don't know what to do next. Like, I don't know what shape the next one will have. Like, will it be, I don't know, triangle? I don't know, will it be like circle or some elliptoid, or like, I don't know what the hell there is. And then just to save yourself some time, and then, or I don't know, add some consistency in the design, just grab it and just change it a little bit, like make it, flatten it. I don't know, like pull in some words. Pull in some vertices, I don't know, let's change it slightly, reiterate, put into the scene, you know, just so that it will have some consistency in the scene. For this case, we already have something in our hand. It's the terrain, and like the rocks are kind of giving us some idea about what we can add into them and how they might look like. So this over here is like a reference to this, for example, this shape or this shape. This is a personal secret. I always like going back to the render mode and see how the design feels like. I sometimes like spend minutes and minutes navigating like, oh, this looks good, and then yeah, the client rejects it and I have to model some stuff. I'm kind of happy about this. What else? We got terraces. How will people get there? Staircases. Easy, easy. (25 to 27 centimeters are generally standard. I want to make them tight. I just want people to suffocate while going up. Yeah, I don't want it to be like Death Stranding experience for the inhabitants, but I also don't want it to be extremely comfortable, just like how it is in boats, you know? Like it's comfy enough, but it's not like luxury home size, or like, yeah, some of them are, but the scales are generally like squished and like they do their best to fit everything in one place. So you sometimes have to make stuff slightly smaller just to confine more stuff in small spaces. I'm putting this over here just to have some reference for me. We'll grab this at some point and then design something out of this. I'm just putting this for myself as a reference. This can go in, maybe this can go up there. No. What's playing? It's from what's Carpenter Brut, I forgot what it's called. Sunday Lunch. It's Sunday Lunch from Carpenter Brut. I really like teen slasher movies, and once I discovered Carpenter Brut, I'm like, man, these guys are just, we are talking the same language. Yeah, I think these can be integrated better into the terrain. I'll just put some rocks over here just to see. See, I just copy and paste the same rock. It's horrendous. People would just say like, what the hell, dude, we just didn't have any other assets. No, man, I was just lazy. Because no one cares at this point. You can always replace the rocks. You're just here to design the buildings, not the individual rocks. This is cool. This is cool. This is cool. Yeah, that's what I want. I'll try to cut this from below. Yeah, because why not? Oops. It's very sloppy. I'm just cutting very sloppily. I don't know if I can. Bullets. Can I press F? Yeah, okay, kind of did it. I just capped the open area. That's all. I'm sure it looks horrible. By the way, I can't turn this on, and you can see. See, yummy. Let's grab this piece and put it back here. See, it's very sloppy, but yeah, it just works. Well, that guy was but that's the guy. I forget names now. Anyways, yeah, just before the Fallout Fallout 66. Fallout 66, yeah. Just before Fallout 66 came out. That's 5 years ago, I guess. They were showcasing 100 gameplays. It was basically just a game that became more like an online based Fallout. And while it's being presented in E3 or Gamescom, he said like, just works. The game came out, the reviews were horrible. All the stuff that he actually said that it just works weren't actually working that fine, and the idea for that game to exist wasn't really that great. It didn't have NPCs, but it having NPCs wasn't the actual problem. Anyways, I never played the game though. I like Fallout. But I like Fallout 1 and 2. I'm an old guy. So what else will we have? We can have transport, not the actual transport, but what if people would like to carry stuff, you know? will there be some real mechanism? Yeah, I'm kind of making up right now. I should actually look for some references, but we can always change it or make it deeper. After a brief search on how this real mechanism might look like, I was thinking like there can be a lever here somewhere, or maybe like, I know, like a HUD. Probably it will be a HUD. Like you will click on it, the reel will start working, and then it will reel up the stuff that you would like to sand or retrieve. I'll also add like a rope here. It's kind of funny how I'm so kind of bamboozled at how many people are actually looking for Solarpunk on YouTube. It's very niche. Like everyone will be looking something like extremely, I don't know, edgy, I don't know, like post-apocalyptic or cyberpunk stuff, you know? Why are you here? No, I'm glad you guys are here. I hope I'm not that boring. Let's put a guy over here. I might be way off in the scale. I'm way off in the scale. Lol. Yeah, I'm not going to put too much structure onto it right now, otherwise it will I'll feel too restrained by the model that I'm putting in. I don't want to feel that way, so I'll just leave it this way for now. It's just the idea there, you know. Going back to the references. Solar skin cladding, cliffside wind turbines. We are getting there. I think next one will be the cliffside wind turbines. I really like this shape here, but it's kind of weird, you know, because the propellers are this way, but there are additional propellers on the sides. It actually uses the wind in a different way. What I want is to move this, rotate it 90 degrees, and just slap it onto like two sides of like cliffs. So I will put two cliffs here. Too identical. is on. I want to find an opening here. Where can I place this? Maybe here. Like, I want the environment to direct us, put us some constraints, but I'm the one who is in ultimate control here. I can't change how the terrain might look like. Hell, I can even like say like, I don't want this terrain because this is my IP, this is my personal work. I can change everything. What I want is to keep the environmental aspects, but I want to play around with the shapes of the environment so it can also benefit us. Like, I should have this flexibility in there. And that's why I moved this platform to the right a little bit. Scrap this. I'm basically like you also can see I'm using primitive shapes mostly, or sub-D modeling, but it's like a very like basic sub-D modeling. Maybe I can turn on the individual origins, maybe it will work, yes. This will get in the way. Sub-D. I don't like the corners, yes. Longer. Threes, sevens are the best combination of numbers. If you're designing something, try to put them in threes or sevens. I don't know the reason. I forgot the reason. But yeah, it's generally that way. Believe me. If you're curious, just search for it. 1 is lonely. 2 is symmetrical. 3 is interesting. 4 is symmetrical. 5 can be applicable sometimes. 6 is symmetrical. 7 is great. Also helps you to group stuff easier. I want to duplicate this. Let me show you guys how I actually create instances. I'll put these into one group. Grab this, put a cursor. You can select anything that you want. It's just You have to think about where the pivot is going to be, and you basically just grab the stuff that you want the pivot on, and then you basically shift S and then cursor to the selected one, and then you go here, oops, and then go here and collections, set the offset from the cursor, and then you're good. See, now I can just duplicate it as much as I want. It also doesn't impact the face count on the scene. Just please look at it. Yeah, see? Helps a lot when you optimize the scenes. Please do that. Yeah, I should have kept the transform, but fine. And the ideal way to do this is to create it in an assets folder and just recall it as an asset. Right now, if I change this, for example, since it's also in the scene, it just moves everything. It just to make your life easy. Where else can I place these? Let's put another one here. Like this looooong, and then okay. Like, we are going way too high concept here. We are not doing UVing, we are not doing material work, at least for now. It's more about the idea behind it. Execution is getting easier. Ideation always is needed. Like, tools are getting easy to access. There's AI right now, and it will not even require us to model in the next, I don't know what, 20 years. Like, you will have to just ideate stuff, you know. And that's the truth. Okay, we got these, and there has to be some power generator somewhere, because these should be connected somehow. But I think I will keep it for later. Like, the power generators can be put here somewhere in the houses maybe, and like we barely will see the insides of the houses, so yeah. I'm kind of concerned about like these places should be somehow enclosed, right? Oh my god, I should have thought about this before. Let's see. No panic. don't like to panic right now. Yeah, I just have to set the corners as key corners. Yeah. Hey. Okay. Okay. Oh fuck. Sorry. Sorry, kids. Yeah, let's inset them a little bit. Because I was thinking like this part can be a sort of like a shade, you know, if someone would like to sit outside, and then these can be the window side. What else? What else there can be? Of course, there'll be some personal assets like tables, seats. Things can go deeper and deeper than anything. But I would like to skip that for now. I was thinking like if there will be any sort of greenhouses, maybe like what would people eat? Like, should we do like a little bit of a greenhouse area somewhere? I'm going to try something. If I fail, I'm sorry. I wonder if it will work out. Probably doesn't, right? I want to carve this surface like wool and use this and leave a hole, and or will it leave like a flat surface? Come on. Oh no, this difficulty. No, where was it? Viewport display. Bounce. What? Ah, beer no. Okay. Ah, okay. Okay. Cool. Cool. I'll also grab this and just apply the same modifiers here. I want to carve the surface. Like these can be like these. See, let's put a guy over here. Yeah, it's a good scale. I will cut a little bit of a piece. Oops. I want them to be connected somehow from the inside, so I will just cut one part just as an entrance, and then yeah, all the others will be like a monocoat. I made this like a single user. Maybe I can also just open the whole thing over here. 'Cause why not? But I don't like the shape that much. But I make the bigger one as an entrance and just make these other ones smaller, kinda. I don't like the shapes. Okay, it looks like a freaking Pac-Man, but fine. You can beautify it somehow. I can like add some columns as it is over here. Like, I don't know what their actual purpose were there. You can use them like a support. It's very rough, but we will do callouts for these. Whoosh. Let's cook it. I usually create a colors folder because I was using a lot of like box clutter. Then I kind of stopped using it. Right now I do my own booleans and then put them into colors folder out of habit. And these will have a sort of like a tent kind of structure, but I also want to keep them want to keep this kind of texture, including some a type of material that might resemble something electronical, just like how it is in solar panels, for example. So it's gonna be a new, different task for us. I will probably do like a texture myself. Like I will do the textures myself instead of like bashing in Blender directly found from I don't know, God knows where, from texture.com or anywhere. I'll just I'll paint them or like photo bash them myself in Photoshop and make them seamless, and I put them in here So it's something I'll figure out later, and I'll just leave it for as it is for now. Let's see what we have. Side wind turbines, these are done. Structures, hug, terrain, geometry. Yeah, true. Yeah, true. We have that. We do have that. We do have that. But I was thinking, like, what if we also hang it even further, you know, like hug it even further, like stretch it like crazy, like even more than this. What would happen? How would it look like? Like, you know, like to increase the surface of cultivating the solar energy. It's not just about a housing, you know. So, I'll take this. I'll take this surface as well. Maybe simplify this. Simplify that. Oh. Dissolve, dissolve, yes. Like, I want to give the surface shape. And the best way to do it, I maybe do shrink wrap. I also want it to look kind of tight. Like these are gonna be some extra here, but might also be used, like I'm thinking of it like in an artistic way, that they can also be used to complement the composition that we are building, because it's not just gonna be houses or greenhouses or I don't know, God knows what assets we have built or like gonna build for these, but it's also like, yeah, such small stuff that can also help us to soften up the environment and we can benefit from scattering them around. It's like, yeah, sketching the land there. I should be careful about rotation and stuff. Like right now everything's like kind of screwed up, and if I want to transform things according to the local, it's not going the way I planned, but fine. Yeah, of course there will be some material differences and stuff, so it will look much more vibrant than this. Also, on the other hand, I want to keep this kind kind of monochromatic. Also put this over here. I don't want the scene to be visible. I'll also grab this guy. So local. And I'll also put this guy over here. I might also put him over here as well. Oh no. What? Hey. There. You see how sort of issues that we encounter in Blender. Well, if you want to be fast, this comes at a cost. Let's put this guy over here. Rotate him a bit. Yep. Yep. Up. Yeah. What's playing right now is Meet Matt Striker stuff from ConceptArt, because they are awesome. I want to go to their concerts again. I went to their concerts once in Vancouver, and they were still new. And then I went to their concerts in Paris. It was freaking cool. Let's see them again. See where we are right now. Like you can grab this, paint over a little bit, and then you will have like a mid-range concept right now, like mid-stage concept. It can go straight into the production in this case. Like someone talented from the environment art team can pick it up and just create something awesome. And it also gives them some space to be creative, and if they are really vibing with the team, and if they're the right person for the job, they will do an amazing job. Like they can. That's what I believe in the projects. Like it's not only the concept artist, or it's not only the individual, but it's like a collective vision. Of course there's of course one game director, but you're working with people and you should give them some space to be creative. But I also don't think that everything should be relied on whatever I put on the paper as a concept artist. It should be also the 3D artists who should have some artistic input on the works that I'm sending over. Of course, this is like pretty much bare bones right now, but if they need something fast, or if this needs to be shipped in the end of the day, we only spent 2 hours make this. Like we can discuss with the environment artist, talk to them about like what do they need any call outs. I can directly just move everything into Photoshop and start like bashing in some materials while the environment artist starts working on this, working on topology, working on the like UVing or like remodeling stuff. Of course there will be a lot of remodeling because I already use some of the models over here and they need a ton of optimization, of course depending on the platform that you're building stuff. But yeah, like in such a small time we can progress a lot if I involve 3D in the big like starting processes. That's why I really find using VR as a great option for this, because it gives me the closest way to sketch on paper while I'm producing something in 3D. So yeah, that's the main benefit on involving 3D in the mid-stage or mid-start stage In the beginning stage, it might be restraining. If you're using Blender or something that's directly on screen, except for some softwares that are really intuitive, like ZBrush, for example. If you pass the learning stage, the curve is kind of like bumpy. But yeah, if you go above that, if you cross that border, it just becomes very intuitive. Yeah, that's the point. So yeah, that's the hill environment that we worked on right now, and it's 12 a.m. right now. I might take a little bit of a break, and maybe we can quickly jump into another environment. Let's check what there is. We can quickly block in the volcano, and then we can leave the others for the next session. Actually, I'm kind of parched as well, I cannot really speak, so I will take a little bit of a break and we can go back to the volcano environment. I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, we're back at it. I just actually put some rocks for the volcano environment. While I was actually taking a break, I thought like, maybe we should have actually designed a garage for the previous one, the hill environment. But I promised for the volcano, so I will probably spend like the next 30 minutes-ish on this, and we'll wrap up this video over here, and then in the next video we will focus on the next biomes, and then we will revisit all of them and design some garages for each environment, and then we can also reference each other, and maybe like you will have a little bit more fleshed out environments by then, and then yeah, it will be easier actually for us to define what can happen in such environments. Because like, imagine this like a what's it called, like a racing game, and then yeah, you will probably have to visit such environments, such like to modify your car, or just buy a new car, or I don't know, like there can be some unlockables and stuff, whole character interactions maybe. So such places are kind of crucial. So it's something that maybe we shouldn't actually miss. Without further ado, let's jump into this. I see that OBS is not showing the reference board on the left. I will have a look now. It works now, okay. So without doing any cuts, I think we can straight jump in. We have the sketches over here. They're kind of rough-ish, but there is some stuff that we can still grab from. I'm going to be quite rough on this, because once you also think about it, it's like a pylon that just goes up, and there's gonna be like some solar panels referencing to such environments over here. It's not really extremely complicated. Where's my guy? I put it into a different asset scene, so it would be easier for me to manage them. I'm putting this guy over here, just flip, oops, flip. Also, when you think about it, this asset over here is more reliant, is this a word? I think so, on the terrain. So maybe it would make sense for us to grab the volcano terrain and just put it there somehow. What? Okay. something wrong, I guess. Copy. Paste. Yes. Well, scale-wise, it's kind of tricky. I either have to blow this out up like crazy. But we can only reference the size of the environment asset that we are going to model. So just 2.011. I want to see like where my guy actually stands here. Oh boy. Maybe this way. Yeah, I'm just eyeballing sub right now. It's way too small. Like the guy is small. It's fine this way, I guess. I don't want it to too big, but also I want it to make it small either. This small. Let's blow it up. Yeah, I'll just eyeball it. I think it's fine. Yeah, it's just clipping right now. It's shit. I don't know why it's this way today. It's just acting up. It's fine. I just changed the playlist, by the way. Right now, it's playing is Purple Disco Machine. This guy is also pretty much 80s inspired artist. He's like obviously he's doing a lot of like disco type of music, but all those featured artists he's working with just have like the most silky vocals. I love it. Also the beats are so nice. I can totally recommend. Back to the work. I think this is cool. I will now. It's kind of frustrating. Not this. This. Yeah. I'll get rid of it. Yeah. I will also like mock up a little bit of terrain over here, because we were thinking about making it like a whole shape, you know, so better to reference it somehow over here. By the way, if you guys have any questions, please write it over there. I'm always here to help you all. Like we might be going too fast or maybe too slow either for your taste, that also please let me know. If you don't like the videos, please let me know. Just throwing dislikes do not really explain much. Especially at this stage, I just don't know what's actually sticking or not. So please be clear. I'll really appreciate that. Yeah, this is fine. I'll put a sub-D modifier. maybe increases surface area. I actually had this. Yeah, it's actually not really fitting 100%, but just to get a feeling of it. I will also rescale this. There's the UV editor. I can just do it this way. It's way too repetitive, but that's not really a big concern. I will put some rocks. Rocks really are not in scale because, yeah, you know, it's gonna be humongous. But anyways, it's here for me to have a feeling of the environment, because the job that we are doing right now is to manipulate the feelings. That doesn't sound good. But we are there to manipulate the feelings. So take it as a grain of salt, guys. Be a good manipulator if you want to be a good artist. No, forget about it. I hope my girlfriend is not watching this. Might be looking way too extreme in size. I will just decrease them a little bit. Yeah, it's fine. I'm just blocking out the shapes. By the way, I was just thinking, might actually release these files for you guys so that you can play around with it or see what we have done. So if you are into it, just let me know. Eventually I will probably go back to doing some Patreon stuff as well, but I don't want to scatter myself too much. So I'll be focusing on YouTube for a bit until we get like a good amount of people around here knowing what we're doing, and then yeah, we will probably expand. I want to give you guys more resources on like assets or stuff to play around with, you know, not just some medias. Like economically, none of us are in great condition, especially lately, and buying assets or approaching to resources are getting much more difficult lately. Like you cannot even find a job to work in, and then you have to pay for your licenses, and then you have to pay for your tutorials, and then you have to pay for the reference packs. Please, I understand the current situation of the environment, but yeah, it's For some percentage it's getting easier to approach the sources, but for a huge percent it's getting much and much more difficult out there. I don't know what I can do about it. The most that I can do is to give out some resources or be more open about my knowledge in this thing, so it might be somehow helpful for you guys. So as you know, our sessions are getting longer lately. If you guys have any questions that needs to be answered, I can also do a QA session while we are working on stuff here. So feel free to ask. I will be just mashing them together. I'll be very rough. You kind of have done the bottom part. Now we are on the top. These are the vents actually, the ones at the bottom. I'll also play with the color of this alone. Mix color. Now a nice slab and some darker. I can actually reference this over here, and then instead of mix, I can take the multiply. Oh, that's fine now. Huh. Not the greatest. Like, you can even like adjust them in a way that there can be like smooth transition, but I don't think it's actually necessary in this stage. And also, like, it's not the video that we will go through it. Let's put back our guy over here. Should make it bigger. should also think that they should go up and down, you know. So there has to be some sort of like structure in there, at least starting from some point. Like maybe can move it down this way. Oh, okay, yeah, can move it down this way, you know. So I'm thinking like now I'll introduce you guys with the worst thing about Blender: radial symmetry. Radio array, to be honest, is the right way to call it. Yeah, in order to make a radial array, I have to put plane axis here. I might do it wrong. Let's see. Array. Object offset. Apply scale. Apply scale here as well. Let's see. Location as well, I guess, has to be fixed. Where is my... Great. Okay, I think I also have to put the pivot point on the same place. Yeah. See, it's like, it's fucking cumbersome. I don't know why they still do this. There are some add-ons. Nothing has to be relied on the, like, you shouldn't be relying on the add-ons for this. It should be built in. Selection to cursor. This looks way too heavy for this. Also, spot larger. There's also a way to call this. It's not bridge edge loops. It was something else. Is it? Okay. It's bridge edge loops, yes. I'll further figure out the mechanism over here. Basically, like, will be supported from the side as all. And they have to be connected to the pylons. What is going on? I have the German keyboard, but I'm also using it for English, and I'm also using it for Turkish, so. I want those columns to hold this support, so it can go up and down. I can also, like, for now, let's put I like doing this a lot actually in Blender. I can put this on plane axis, empty actually, not plane axis, but plane axis can also work. And then let's also pick this up, and the plane, the empty, Control P, and off. Didn't really work out. I have to apply the modifiers actually. I should look at it right now, I guess. Yeah. Perhaps we better keep this out. No. So it can move up and down like this. Can even go further down, but I think I'll keep it here at like lowest point. The reason why we are designing this, it was also referred in the previous video that there will be a lot of overcast weather and there will be a lot of dust. There will be too much like weathering, and then the sun rays, the solar rays, will fail to reach the solar panels. So the solar panels should be above the smoke or the clouds as much as possible, so they can get the most out of it. And then this will have some mirror structure here. Maybe we can do something different here. See if it will work out. I want to rotate this out 5, yes, just to have something interesting. Do I have any trees? I'm using Botanic for the trees. I think there's also a free version of this, but there's also there's for sure some very cheap versions, so I can definitely recommend, especially for if they're asking for something very complicated. You probably won't be able to find them here. It's great for most of this stuff. I'm also using separate piece scatter. It's built inside Blender. Sorry. And you press the stuff that you want to scatter, and you press on a stuff where you want that stuff to be scattered on, and then when you're in scatter, you can go here. You can check the density and radius of the stuff, and then go here, scatter objects, and then you can start drawing where you want to scatter them. I hope my Blender won't crash. Aha! Crashed. Alright, we're back. But sadly, our file was not back. My dumb head didn't really save it, but also Blender didn't actually take a recovery file. So we had to roll back till the very beginning, where we didn't even do the first buildings. I'll probably revisit that throughout the week. Till the next week we'll probably have that at some point, but I want to roll back to this and remodel it quickly with little bits of improvements. I never actually look at the file losses like that pessimistically. I usually recover it like very easy when I just remodel them quickly, because you already go through that thought process, and like it's easier to redo stuff that you have already done before. So yeah, it's sad, but it's not the end of the world anyways. Yeah, I will try to do as similar as possible to what I have done in the last 2 hours, but also like if there will be any improvements, I will for sure let you guys know. For this case, for example, there's a bunch of improvements over here. I fixed the shape a little bit, it was kind of janky. Also integrated this pylons onto the lower structure. I can't smoothen this a little bit. And also it just continues above, and yeah, our structure still like can go up and down. I just have to readjust stuff a little bit. Pick this. Yeah, I have to connect these somehow. Yeah, and then it'll be good. Anyways, in this area we'll have a bunch of like trees. So I was thinking I'm going to put the trees as freaking UV spheres right now. I don't want to deal with trees. I was thinking there could be some sort of landscaping hierarchy over here. I don't think they will be too random, and in between there will be let's show them this way. Like these will be the solar panel farms. Think of them like hundreds of solar panels for each. I'll also put this cursor here so this is yeah, and then let's go back to the references. What were we thinking? I think maybe, oh god, what the hell? also put them like here as like hangout areas, for example, for people. Or maybe you can make them this way and cover them with some gloss, and then they can be like apartment complexes, for example. What else is there in the references? Instead of making it too chunky, maybe we can make them only a few levels. The columns are way too thick. And maybe instead of just having the middle piece as support, maybe we can use these as well. You just have to strategically place these holes above, because they might obstruct the placement of the solar panel farm, solar farm. That's something to bear in mind, I think. Maybe, yeah, in this area. This area is fine, since there will also be some trees. We can also cover them out with some big, like, trees and stuff. So I think it will be nice. It will be fine. Only really like how they are integrated to the bottom area. So was thinking so instead of like directly connecting, I mean, they should be connected to the floor, right? So maybe we can make it a level here. No, it looks like a bunch of plates. I think we can just directly integrate it here on the structure. You don't have to actually reinvent the wheel. I'll raise this up a little bit. I'll also raise this a little more. Okay, I think we are good in this. Imagine like having multiple of them in the environment. Some of them will be higher, maybe some of them can be taller. Copy it properly. I'm kind of demoralized by the loss of the file, but I'm glad at least we were able to record something out of it, so it will be presented to you guys probably on Thursday. Yeah, you'll be able to watch it on Thursday. Today it's Thursday, 2 a.m. Yeah, we'll probably be able to see it like around the afternoon maybe. So yeah, sorry guys for the inconvenience. I wish this video to be slightly different. I wanted to showcase like both designs all at once together, like in the very end, but sadly I could not. So this is what we have for the volcano environment, and this other thing was the one what you also saw for the hillside environment. I hope you guys also enjoyed watching the thought process behind it. From there we will move on to the next biomes. There will be 3 left: canyon, seaside, and the plains. So yeah, that was it for this week. It was kind of bumpy, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, it started off great. The first design was actually, I was very happy about it. I was very happy about the structure. I was happy about the posture of it. I like the silhouette a lot, unlike the assets that I built there as a starting point. Yeah, and then just hit the rock bottom. We started picking up again, but like I said, it just takes even shorter than how it took me before to catch up again. Next week I'll be more prepared. This week was kind of weird in that case. I'll press Ctrl S even more than today. I hope you guys enjoyed the 2 freaking hours. I'm so happy about the feedback that I'm receiving. Please keep them coming. If you like the videos, please like and subscribe. Click on the bell. I don't know if there's still one. Leave any comments if you have any. I read all of them. Yeah, thank you for being here, and I'll see you guys on next week. Have a brilliant rest of the week and great weekend. A great next week as well. Stay healthy, stay positive, and have a wonderful summertime. And I will see you guys on next week. Ciao.